Good morning, everyone. It is October 1st, 2025. It is Wednesday around 9:15 in the morning. I already recorded a video this morning, and for some reason, the audio messed up, and then the file got corrupted, and there was a complete meltdown of everything. So I'm going to re-record this. This will be the second time that I'm doing it. So hopefully I can kind of get through it and be clear and cover everything that I covered this morning. So this morning, this is where we're at. Okay, so we were over here. Oh, look at this. Okay, I'm already starting out. Let's first jump over to Bitcoin. Let's not jump into Ethereum yet, right? Let's jump right over here. Good. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit. Let's get this going. Man, what a morning. Okay, anyway, what we were looking at was we were right over here yesterday. And I was looking for this to wick down here if possible for me to add on to my long. Well, that didn't happen yesterday. We grabbed support in this zone. Now, I moved the chart around this morning in my previous video that I did that got corrupt. And this was our change of character zone. Right over here. This is the way it looked. Let me just turn this on. I think I hid it. Did I hide it? Let's see. Let me find it. Let me find it. Yeah, anyway, that doesn't really matter. Maybe I deleted it. But this was our change of character right over here. We were looking for our change of, we were looking for the chart to stick above that, and that's exactly what it did. And we are now at the 50% line in the middle of the night. So again, I didn't get a chance to add on to my long, but this was definitely the section of support, which we were looking for. Now let me just adjust my chart one more time. I wanted to clean it up, so I ended up getting rid of this and this and this, whatever. So, okay, so here's where we are. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we stay above this. So if we tap it and we find some support, then definitely this is the zone that I'm going for, right? Especially because we've got some money that's sitting there, right there, some leftover liquidity. There's also liquidity up here as well. So I would be looking for a short kind of in this zone right over here, kind of like surpassing this part to kind of knock this guy out. So if we stay above the 50% line and we stay on the top of the range, then definitely I will be shifting my idea from a long to a short. Okay, now thinking ahead, if we were to get some support and we were to come up here and find some support and it breaks above and it actually stops me out, right? Stops me out in the zone, then I'm going to pause my thought, because we could be in the mix of moving one leg higher, because we've got consolidation, we've got manipulation, and now we are going into continuation. So if we do get up here and it starts to kind of like chop around in here, it could have another leg up. Okay, now I don't know where it's going to go yet. We don't know. And I'm not really interested in the target either, because I'm in a long here, and hopefully when I'm up here, I still have enough profit to kind of hold on to. When I would be shorting, adding on to a short at this point, or starting a short, building a short, whatever you want to call it, right? I will be hedging. So I basically will have a long, right, plus a short, because this long might be only short-lived in this section. I'm not sure yet. We'll see, right? So I'm not really there yet. What we do need to do is we need to kind of stick on this zone, and then we pop a lot higher, okay? Now, like I said, I did take profit here, and I did take profit over here, and I did take another piece of profit over here. And I've got a good amount in here, so I'm okay, right? If it does get any lower, so for example, if you aren't in a long, this is kind of the section we would be looking at, okay? If it gets below this line right here, then I would cut my long. because it's possible that we come back down here and then maybe I can refill, or maybe we'll go even lower. But for now, this is the section right over here. So this, we are in the middle. And usually you don't take a trade in the middle, but if you notice what happens when it gets over to this red line, especially when it's in the middle here, it can wick down to this red line. So I'm going to include this red line. This is kind of the long zone right over here. All right, if you're not in a long. All right, you can encompass here if you want. Like basically you can get in a long. This is a pretty good range here, but I would wait for the charts to actually come to you. So let me just measure this so we can see. Yeah, it's about a 2% spread, which is good. I think that's good at 10x. That's pretty good. But again, that's up to you. I'm just giving you the idea that this is kind of our play zone now for a long, right? Looking to take this out, and I'm still looking to take this out. If we take this out, then this is definitely being taken out. So I'm looking for it to kind of like grip and then go forward. Now let's go take a look at Ethereum, okay? Let's see here, Ethereum, jump in here. Okay, so Ethereum, yesterday, we were over in this section, right over here. And what I said was, if it wicks down to this yellow line, I would be looking to add on to my long. But if it finds strength over here, then I will add on to my long. And I did. I ended up adding on to my long. So I took profit here, I took profit here and here, and then I added on to my long right over here, took some of this profit, threw it right back in, and I've taken profit again. Okay, so I have successfully rinsed and repeated this zone, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for it to get to above this 50% range, right? If we get below this yellow line, I will cut my trade. But if we can stay above this line, notice we've got support, 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 this area here, like there's like this zone right here. This is the area of support right over here. So if it stays above this little section right here, then I definitely feel we're going to be moving up, right? Even more so. And Ethereum has more of a, like, I ended up putting a heavier trade on Ethereum because we dropped so far down before, like it was just a much bigger spill than Bitcoin because of Bitcoin dominance. Now, if I were to measure from here to the 50% range, you're looking at almost almost a 6%, between 5 and 6% gain on here, right? And if we were to go to the top, which eventually I'm looking for it to go to, we're talking about a 12% move of some sort, right? So while Ethereum, while Bitcoin has moved up, Ethereum has moved up even greater. So I have a much heavier position on Ethereum because of Bitcoin dominance and everything like that. So I've taken profit and everything. So this is the area right here for the long. If you're not in a position for a long, this is it. We're still in the zone, and we still got quite a ways to go to get to the 50% range. But you know, this Ethereum can do this in a sneeze if it wants to, depending on what's going on. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking for today. So far, everything's been playing out the way that I was talking about earlier this week. And yeah, if Ethereum can play catch up to Bitcoin, hook on to this 50% range, then we're looking at getting over to this top again, right? So that's what we're looking at. Now, the one thing that I want to add on here is this, right? I mentioned that just a little while ago that maybe I did. I don't know. I could have said it in the other video. But I don't really look at these price ranges. I'm not really interested in what price Bitcoin is at. I'm not interested in the price that Ethereum's at. That's for holders, right? What we're doing is we're trading the market in two different ways. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for an entry in this range and an entry in this range for either a long or a short. Now, if we were to break this range and go higher, right, then hopefully I'm still in this long. And I will take profit along the way. But what I would be looking for, and why I said I would pause, is because I would be looking for the next range to buy and sell in, just like this, to create something like that, right? So I can kind of tap this, as we go along. As a holder, someone who's got spot, right, you are looking for it to go up. I don't care if it goes up or down. I don't care what number this is. These numbers are really irrelevant to me, because the only thing that's relevant to me is where it is struggling within, right? So that's something to keep in mind as we go along. I'm not looking for targets. I'm looking for zones. So that should help you to understand my mindset when trading these charts. Anyway, I think that's everything that I covered this morning. I'm sorry if this feels a little bit abbreviated, but or if I went too fast. But if you are finding these videos helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It'll help us to kind of move forward, especially if you want to drop us a comment of some sort. Let us know that you're there, or you're finding it useful, or have any questions. Yeah, go for it. We would love to hear from you. All right, guys, have a good day. We'll see where these charts move. Talk to you soon.